Welcome back to the Barrel Takes podcast. As per usual, I'm your host, Josh Barnett. Join with me is our host, James Baldwin. Been a little bit, granted. Get to be more consistent. Stuff happens, so just bear with us. But a lot has happened, obviously, since the last time we talked. So, yes, let's just get right into it. I think the biggest thing that we kind of wanted to mention was Trent McDuffie was traded today from the Chiefs to the Rams. So, I kind of want to get your thoughts on that, James, and then I'll give you mine after you give me yours.
I thought it was interesting because the Chiefs got no players back. I mean, they only got picks, but the picks they weren't even worth it. They got the Rams' sole pick at like 29, which is basically a second round pick at that point. And the Rams have like the 13th pick in the draft, so I don't think they really missed that too much. They got a fifth and a sixth round pick, and they got a third round pick for next year. So just generally, I think the Chiefs kind of lost that trade. Um, the Rams easily win because Trent McDuffie is one of the top corners. Um, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see any world in which the Rams lost that trade.
Yeah,
They already had a high first round. The Chiefs do have like the ninth overall pick, I think, but I mean, I just don't think it was worth it because at best you draft an Isaiah McDuffie, right? Like, nope, Trent McDuffie. Sorry, Isaiah McDuffie's the other one. Sorry guys. Um, but like that's kind of the ceiling of what you draft. Like he's an all-pro corner. Like he was a little worse this year because he was moved out of the slot, which he played when they had L'Jarius Sneed. But he was still very good corner. So Rams win this one. They address one of their biggest needs, and I just don't see any way that the Rams lose this trade. And I would say the Chiefs got fleeced, to be quite honest. Like fifth and a sixth. You never know. That's like a 10% chance they play ever. And you get that third top 100 pick, more so chance, but it's just I just don't see the value in it. I just all pro corner for that. I just don't see it.
yeah. I mean, W for the Rams though, because they they don't really have any weaknesses on their team anymore.
Not
I
really.
mean, they're kind of like the Seahawks almost. Boy, that division will be insanely tough, even though the Cardinals are in it. But
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Cardinals, Kyler Murray is going to be released. So I guess that news broke. He hasn't officially been released yet, but he will be. He's been told he's gonna be cut basically. Do you think this is the right move?
Yeah. I mean, Kyler Murray has not really done much. Made the playoffs once and were first round exits. Maybe they made it twice. They didn't do much anyways. Kind of disappointing career for Kyler Murray. Kind of because of injuries, kind of because he's on the Cardinals, but yeah, it's the right move. They need to get a young quarterback in next year's draft because there's no quarterback for this year that they should get.
Yeah.
Um, and he was
I,
expensive. He was being paid a crap ton of money. So yeah, it was the right move.
yeah, and it's just I think the whole new regime and everything too. It's like you kind of want a new quarterback and everything to usher in the new era. So that makes sense. The only thing that wouldn't make sense is if they go out and draft Diego Pavia because he's basically a worse version of Kyler. So that's the only thing that would be like insane. But I think it's the right move. I think he could go. I don't know where he goes next though. That's kind of the thing. Like I could see like a Cleveland. I could see like a Minnesota maybe as just kind of like a plug and play when something happens. But I just don't see. There's not like a clear spot for him. I don't think.
Yeah, there's not really a clear spot for any quarterback. Like most teams, I feel like have their quarterback or like they really can't have a good one this year. But yeah, the betting favorites that Vegas said was the Vikings. So that would be insane because that's basically for the Vikings saying that they're done with McCarthy. But
Yeah.
there's the Jets who I mean, if you're the Jets, would you really want an aging quarterback that's like not the greatest?
Yeah.
It's when they're like deep in a rebuild. I wouldn't, but what were the other places? I don't know, because those are the only two that really make some sense to me.
Mhm.
Steelers, maybe, but they love Will Howard over there, so
Yeah.
um,
It's just weird. I don't. Maybe he goes back to the A's. I don't know.
yeah, you could go back to baseball for sure.
That'd be kind of a weird career path. But you know what? You never know, right? It's been done before. But I guess baseball, right? World Baseball Classic is happening right now, so very exciting stuff. They might be playing right now, I think, actually. But I guess James, you are the best. I mean, you know the most baseball at anyone I've probably ever met. So, can you kind of give me the kind of top teams, like that people should be looking for and kind of seeing like, like the tiers of teams, right?
Okay, well, obviously, U.S., Japan, and Dominican Republic are top tier.
Mhm.
Those are one of those three is probably going to win it all, honestly. Under that, like Venezuela, they're not terrible. Mexico has a pretty good team. Italy, they're managed by Francisco Cervelli, so who knows? But yeah, it's probably going to be U.S., Dominican, or Japan. I'd be sup- I'd be very surprised if it wasn't those three. Soto, I like the Dominican personally because they just have. I was watching their game against the Tigers like not that long ago. They look like they have a lot of team chemistry, and Juan Soto, he's been playing very well, and it's been like 2 weeks of spring training, so that team is dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of what I was thinking with three, the big three almost like Venezuela and Colombia can put together good enough teams, but not enough to really kind of push against Japan and the US, or the Dominican.
Team Colombia lost 9-1 to the Braves, so not
They
looking
have the
good for
pieces
Colombia,
though,
but
but
maybe this
they're
is
not Team Israel,
that is
so
true.
there's a chance. I'm gonna say here,
Colombia
this might
and
be
Panama are the only two teams.
yeah,
What?
the only two teams that have what?
Yeah, they're the only two teams that I've seen lose to an actual like spring training team. I mean, that's
I mean, I'll tell you one
that
thing I'm sure
means
of.
nothing really, but like,
Yeah, it's something to note. It's
yeah,
noteworthy. I'll say I know Team Israel isn't winning it. I'll
joke.
say that right now. That's just there's not winning it. I take. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they lost the next. That's the third one. My bad. But yeah,
Yeah. So I guess let's kind of transition back to the NFL for a second. You see, Daniel Jones is getting almost $40 million. I think it's called a transition tag. Do you think that's the right move?
yeah.
And then where do you kind of see the Colts going from here?
Yeah. Daniel Jones before he got injured last year. I mean, they were like 8-1, 8-2.
Mhm.
So they were well on their way to the playoffs and division win. Daniel Jones played very well, obviously. So he deserves at least another chance. And it is only a tag because he did get injured. So you're not going to give a quarterback who just tore his Achilles, did he? Something.
Mhm.
But a season-ending injury, you're not going to give him like more than a year because Daniel Jones might not be the same player after that. You just don't know. But he does deserve it at least another chance because he did very well.
Yeah. I kind of think I mean, like, who the backup was Ray Leonard, right? And he was fine. So I don't really see him drafting a quarterback this year, especially because it's such a weak class. I feel
That's
like if
yeah.
anything, they would sign like a veteran guy just in case, Daniel Jones can't go. I just don't see him drafting another guy.
Yeah. I mean, this you do the year with Daniel Jones, and if you're good, that's great, obviously, and then you give him multi-year contract after that. And if you're bad, next year's quarterback draft class is insane. So you just get one of those guys. So Colts don't really lose either way this year.
Yeah. And just kind of a telling year, it's such a weird season they went through last year. So see what they
Yeah.
do. Obviously, none of us know at this point in time, but draft's coming up, so we'll start hearing some buzz soon. And just just a warning, everything you hear before the draft, they're lying to you. They're saying everything they can possibly say. So take it at take it at face value. Don't read too far into it.
Yeah.
Just just to throw it out there. Um, but today is Wednesday as we're recording this, so we're gonna get into our segment of the day, which is overreaction or not. And I guess I'll give you one to start, James, if that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
Go
is
for
this
it.
an overreaction or not? The Mets have a chance to win the pennant, Is that an overreaction or not?
That is um that's not an overreaction. That's my simple answer. Although they are like one of the two teams I see having a chance because I'm almost certain the Dodgers will not only win the NL, but they'll probably win the World Series. If any team is going to beat them, it would be the Mets, honestly, because they traded for Peralta, obviously, got Bichette, got a few other people. But no, I don't think that is an overreaction, honestly. Um, the the only thing I will say is that last year, right, they were super good, and then they just completely choked. That it is the Mets. That
Yeah,
could happen.
yeah, this is fair.
Oh. So now I'll give you one.
Okay.
Is it an overreaction to say that Kenneth Walker will get record-breaking money in free agency?
I'm gonna say no. I mean, he just won Super Bowl MVP, coming off the best year he's had, and he's not super old, right? Is he 24, 25, maybe
Yeah,
26?
super
He's
young.
not old for a running back. Um, and I don't think it's crazy to say at all because you saw the value he added to that team. Even though Zach Charbonnet stole his carries the entire year, like he was the better back the entire time. So I mean, I think he's the best back on the market this year, and I just think you can't top that accomplishment of being Super Bowl MVP. Like you're just gonna naturally get better offers because of that. And historically, running backs have not gotten much money, so I think he's probably gonna push, you know, the upper bounds of what we've seen from running backs. So I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what he's gonna get offered. All right. We got one for you. Or is it an overreaction to say that Miami, Ohio, their men's college basketball team will make the Elite Eight?
Um, Unfortunately, I will have to say yes. That is an
Okay.
overreaction.
Okay.
Obviously, they're undefeated still. They're like 30-0, right? But not only do I think they might not even, if they lose in the MAC tournament, I wouldn't be surprised if they were left out, even though I don't think they should. But if they don't make the tournament, obviously they won't. But even if they do, yeah, they haven't played like any good competition this year, honestly. So they they might get lucky and win the first game. Maybe Cinderella story, they win the second game. I don't think they make it to the Elite Eight. That's just no, because and all the games that they've won, not all of them, but they have won a lot of close games, a lot of games in overtimes. Like that doesn't work in March Madness, especially against like Arizona and Michigan and Duke and whoever they're gonna play. So yeah,
Yeah, for
they
sure. I,
are
I mean,
overrated, but overreaction.
yeah. I mean, I think, round of 32 or a Sweet 16 is probably they're kind of like
Yeah,
the kind of the highest they can get, which is still a great accomplishment. Like making the tourney for a MAC team is not guaranteed. So I feel like people are so quick to judge and say like, yeah,
yeah,
even if they lose the first game like of their conference championship, like that's still like that they made it that far without losing games crazy. So
yeah,
even though it is an overreaction, I would agree with you to say that they'll make the Elite Eight. I still think that they're like underappreciated. They're the most hated on team that's undefeated I've ever seen.
yeah. I mean, everybody loves Cinderella stories, but they hate Miami, Ohio. I don't get it.
Weird
Whatever.
way. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The MAC, they only had more than one team represent in March Madness since like 97, 98. I saw. So they've only had like one team since then. That's so, yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
insanely hard to get two MAC teams in. So,
Yeah.
but the last one here, is it an overreaction to say that Mexico can win the World Baseball Classic?
See, this is rough because they're in that tier two, like you mentioned earlier, but I do have to say yes because I don't, there's almost no way that it's not, Japan, the Dominican, or the US. There's no way in my mind that it's not one of those three teams. Just
Yeah,
because of sheer talent. Like there obviously can be a Cinderella story in the World Baseball Classic, but it's just not as prevalent, like that this is where, just talent matters so much and they are just out talented by those three teams. So I do have to say it's an overreaction to say that they can win it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're in the same pool as the US, so they would have to beat them once at least. So, yeah, they Great Britain's in there. They're probably better than Great Britain. But yeah, that would be an overreaction to say that Mexico can win just because US, Japan, and Dominican, obviously.
For sure. But that is all I have here. Do you have anything else before we kind of send it off?
Um, I don't, unfortunately.
No fun fact of the day. Wow. That's okay.
I'll give you. Oh, yeah, whatever.
You got it? You come up with that? Not to put you on the spot.
Dusty Baker. He is managing Team Nicaragua, so that's a fun fact. Coming back,
I did
DJ
not know that.
Gregorius. He's
Yeah.
playing for the Netherlands, even though he retired.
Yeah.
And Alexi Ramirez, he's playing for Team Cuba, even though he hasn't played in like the MLB in a long time, I don't think. So that was
It's been a
surprising.
while.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but whatever.
But thank you for coming with the fact of the day on the spot. Sorry to mean to put you on the spot there, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a little bit, obviously, but yes, had to come in, kind of show our thoughts on all these topics, and thank you for listening. We will see you next time.